Welcome to Richard Mabey Presents.
Hello, YouTube friends. This is Richard Mabey with Richard Mabey Presents. It's Sunday night, July 10th, 2022, and this will be my YouTube video for Monday. The focus of this video is twofold. First, dealing with COVID, and I have full-blown COVID. And the second thing is Monday morning quarterback, what I would have done differently to try to avoid COVID. COVID is pure pain. You get the sore throat, and the sore throat is raw. You get that really raw sore throat. You get the scratchy eyes. Now, some people say, just a few people I talked to, they said they didn't get any joint pain. And I have a lot of joint pain, but I had rheumatic fever when I was 12, and I had rheumatic fever when I was 30. So I have this inborn natural, it doesn't take much for my joints to swell up. The cough, you cough like it's the most painful cough. You just keep coughing. And you lose your appetite. I've lost 8 pounds, but it's a tough way to lose 8 pounds. And there's overall malaise, body aches and pains, and also like a general weakness. You know, you go, oh, like to wash the dishes, it just takes, it's like, you know, it's like you really have to concentrate to do that. So first and foremost, YouTube friends, can't emphasize enough, do not shake hands with people. Do not even do the fist bump. Do not even do that. Avoid social gatherings. Now, this is radical, and you don't want to hurt people's feelings, but depending upon where you live, like in middle central Florida, in the villages and the outlying communities of the villages, COVID is rather high. And I don't see it a lot in the media, but I know in my neighborhood, a lot of people had COVID, and in my church, a lot of people have COVID. So it's very high. Marion County, which part of the villages is in Marion County, is on red alert. My doctor told me that this past Wednesday. So it's common sense, you know, avoid, it's tough. Avoid weddings. I know it's tough. Reunions, those kind of things where a whole lot of people get together in like one of those banquet rooms, and you know, you have 6 to 8 people at a table. I know it's tough, and if you go, no, you're playing Russian roulette. I mean, there's no way to sugarcoat it. But all in all, COVID is really painful. there's another thing I wanted to talk about. It seems like, um, not to pick on the villages, but lately, and the villages is not a gated community. Rather, it's a community with gates, which means that the roadways into the villages and throughout the villages are county roads for the most part. And so people cannot be kept out. And I was a gate guard for 8 years, security guard for 8 years, and I know it does serve a purpose on the gatehouses to sort of check what's going on. But a lot of the gatehouses, the traffic is so intense that you just can't stop every car. So lately, and this applies, if you're in Squirrel Valley, Pennsylvania, Deer Valley, New Jersey, wherever you are. And it seems like lately, the last 2 months or so, people knocking on the front door. Now we have a screened-in front porch for little Opie and Floyd, and then we have on our front door we have glass on the upper half, so you can see who's at the screen door. And about a month ago, someone came at the front door, and I made the mistake of opening up the main door to go on the front porch, and I felt very vulnerable, and the cats came out. But I felt super vulnerable that this person, he wanted to trim my oak tree, and he was really insistent. And I said no, and he was really persistent. He wouldn't leave. And then I got that really eerie feeling from him, like the little hairs in the back of my neck were standing up straight, and I just got this, really Alfred Hitchcock, Twilight Zone feeling from this situation I was in. And I said no. And I didn't want to just go in the house and leave the two cats here. I just felt I had the strongest feeling he had a gun. He had a hidden weapon, hidden gun, whatever it is. So I didn't want to leave the cats vulnerable. So I said, please leave. Please leave. And I made some mistakes. I didn't have my cell phone with me, but I did tell my sister, want to, keep an eye and if things, but I didn't have a signal, call 911. And it seemed like a real long time. He was there for about 5 minutes. And he was getting, I can't say he was yelling. And I know how strange this sounds. He wasn't yelling, but he was talking very firm and kind of talking loud, but he wasn't yelling, So finally he left, and I scooped the cats into the house and made sure he was gone. But if a stranger comes to your front door, do not open the door. Do not open the door for them. Do not open the door for a stranger. Before you go to the door, you're in the living room or the dining room, whatever it is, and you see someone at your front door, take your cell phone with you. Go for 911. You can preset it, or you have it on speed dial 911, and go to and tell them, go away. Don't worry about hurting their feelings. Say, go away. Go away. Go away. um, a lot of, not a lot, but there's an election coming up here in Sumter County. So a lot of people are walking around with for their candidate with brochures and trifolds, and they're knocking on doors. I say, go away, go away, as loud as you can say it. So it goes through can be heard through the door. Just go away. Signal to them, go away. Don't worry about hurting their feelings. Do not worry about hurting their feelings. Go away. Once you open the door to a stranger, you are so vulnerable to them. And you think you're smarter than they are, but you're not. I mean, not that you're not smart, but you think once you open the door, let me say that a different way. Once you open the door to a stranger, they've got the upper hand on you. And you never know, like maybe you have some hedges or bushes, or maybe the architecture of your home, you can't quite see around. Maybe there's like the way the architecture is, there's little hiding places, and there's more people hiding. So they'll try to lure you outside, like, oh, I want to show you where your tree needs to be trimmed. Once you're outside, you're really vulnerable. But if someone, a stranger, knocks on your door, you open the door, and they push the door and go in, they're in control. And I know how this doesn't sound very loving. This doesn't sound very kind. But there are a lot of evil people out there, and they want to hurt you. They want to rob you. They want to hurt you. They may be, not in their right mind. Do not open your door to a stranger. You did not invite them over. They're trespassing. If you tell them, you signal, go away. Don't worry about hurting their feelings. Go away. Go away. And they don't go away, call 911. And then tell them the situation. I can't stress enough. That time, about a month ago, when I went out on the front porch, I was really, really frightened, because I realized how vulnerable, and even though I had a screen door, that was like nothing. He could just take a knife, slice that, put his hand inside, because, there was just a little lock there, open that screen door, and I'd be at his mercy. So please do not open your door to a stranger. Please be careful about COVID. Please, please, please be careful about COVID. Please don't shake hands with people. Do not fist bump. Try to do everything in your power to avoid going to restaurants. If you can, get your food delivered to you. I know that I can't even go to the grocery store. Right now in Middle Central Florida, it's pretty high alert on the COVID. I mean, and this new strain, they say, is worse than the old strain. It's like the Who song, and the new, I forget how that goes. in comes the new and out goes, I don't know. But anyway, the new strain is worse than the old strain. It's painful. Oh, headaches. You get like these migraine headaches. You get like really painful headaches. So I've been taking a lot of vitamin C, a lot of vitamin D, zinc, and a few other things I forget. I have a little chart. And I have time sequenced. I have this little chart, take the vitamin C, take the vitamin D, take the zinc, So I'm going to close. This isn't my usual happy-go-lucky YouTube episode. And I like to be happy-go-lucky, but this COVID thing is really serious. It's really, really serious. I mean, and I've known people from my church, my neighborhood. I know how radical this is. And they got the shots, and they got the jabs, and they still got the COVID. That's all I'm saying. And I have cousins that got the vaccinations, and they still got the COVID. That's fact. And I know how controversial this whole thing is. So please, it's not like if you got vaccinated, like you're like in a Stanley comic book and you're protected. It's really not quite like that, It's like, it's not like, you're one of the X-Men, you got this psychic shield. No, it's not like that at all. Just please don't shake hands, don't fist bump, avoid social gatherings at all costs, avoid going to restaurants, and avoid stores. I mean, if you can, at all costs, avoid stores. So anyway, I'm going to close. I didn't mean to be so heavy and so serious on this, but this COVID, having COVID has been pure pain for me. And if I can share, if one person says, oh, I just won't shake hands with people anymore, I've accomplished something. One single person says, I'm not going to shake hands with people for the next month or two, I accomplished something. So I'm going to sign off. Stay happy, stay positive, and do your absolute best to stay healthy. This is Richard Mabey signing off.